Behind every catchy one-hit wonder lies a story that's rarely told, and sometimes the truth is heartbreakingly heavy. Get ready to discover the dark and often shocking tales behind three of the 1960s most iconic one-hit wonders. You might find yourself questioning whether fleeting fame is ever really worth the cost. And this is the part most people miss. Even the brightest spotlight can cast some very long shadows. Dominique, by Jeannine Deckers. Most people remember the joyful melody of Dominique, but few know the turmoil it truly brought to its singer. Jeannine Deckers, widely known as the Singing Nun, captivated the world in 1963 when her song soared to the top of the Billboard Hot 100. Her angelic voice and spiritual message made Dominique an international hit. So how could such success lead to devastation? After achieving stardom, Deckers was swept up in the music industry. But the reality behind her contract was harsh. Nearly all the profits from her hit single were taken by her record producers and religious order, leaving her with little financial gain. This set off a series of personal crises for Deckers, including a spiritual struggle that ultimately led her to leave the convent. Left isolated and struggling with mounting debts, Deckers' sense of hope withered away. In a shocking turn, she ended her life in 1985, leaving a note pointing directly to her insurmountable financial problems. It's a deeply tragic outcome that forever changes how you might hear Dominique. Do big institutions and industry contracts bear any responsibility for such outcomes? Or is individual choice the real culprit here? Tiptoe Through the Tulips with Me by Tiny Tim. Tiny Tim is one of those unforgettable characters in music, a gentle eccentric with a falsetto voice and a ukulele in hand. His 1968 novelty hit, Tiptoe Through the Tulips with Me, climbed to number 117 on the charts and made him a household name. But fame, as always, is fleeting and sometimes even unforgiving. Tiny Tim's quirky image fascinated audiences, but not without raising eyebrows. At age 37, he controversially married a much younger woman, a moment that divided both fans and critics. After his moment in the limelight, Tiny Tim's popularity dwindled in the U.S., and his attempts to rekindle his career met with limited success. The truly shocking part, in 1996, during a live performance, he suffered a heart attack on stage. Barely months later, while performing his signature song yet again, Tiny Tim collapsed in front of a crowd and passed away soon after. Some might argue that living in the shadow of one hit took a toll on both his career and his health. Do we, as entertainment consumers, play a part in pushing unique artists past their limits? Or was his fate sealed by other factors? Rockin Little Angel by Ray Smith. Now here's a story almost no one tells. Ray Smith's Rockin Little Angel might have rocked the charts in 1960, selling over 1 million records and peaking at number 22, but the cheering crowds didn't stick around. Despite continuing to play music throughout the 1970s, Smith was never able to score another big hit. The industry moved on, but Smith was left behind. Sadly, Ray Smith's life ended in tragedy. In 1979, at just 45 years old, he died by suicide in his Canadian home. Was the crushing pressure to repeat his early success ultimately too much for him? Or was his downfall shaped by the relentless standards of the music industry itself? The answer isn't clear, but the question is certainly worth pondering. So here's the controversy. Is the fleeting fame of a one-hit wonder a gift, a curse, or both? Have we romanticized quick success too much, ignoring the human cost behind these songs? Which story resonated with you most? Or do you see things differently? Drop your thoughts below. Your opinion could be the start of a new conversation.